Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be talking about Rockstar Games and their shelved remasters of Red Dead Redemption and Grand Theft Auto 4. This is actually pretty huge news in the gaming industry for one reason and one reason only. Well, not really just one reason, actually for two reasons. Number one, this is the news that really proves that Rockstar was doubling down on these remasters, and they were planning to remaster some of their back catalog that people have loved for years at this point. And of course, well, that's not really happening right now, at least for the foreseeable future. And number two, this means they are officially all hands on deck for the development of Grand Theft Auto 6, which means we're finally going to be getting a follow-up to GTA 5, and hopefully we'll be getting it a little bit quicker at this point. Now, this is all coming from leaked information, but it's coming from credible gaming insiders in the industry that have a lot of knowledge behind Rockstar Games. It's even being reported on in this article we're going to be taking a look at from Kotaku, where they claim to also have other inside sources that are confirming the same thing. So honestly, I think this is pretty reliable information at this point. It's not like this is just some random Timmy on Twitter who's just typing out a 240 character lie, I guess. This is coming from credible sources, and honestly, I believe this. And I think that this is, well, gonna come with some good and gonna come with some bad. We'll talk about that a little later in the video, but following recent rumors, Kotaku can confirm via its sources that Rockstar Games is currently focused on developing Grand Theft Auto 6 and has shelved all remakes following the poor reception of Grand Theft Auto, the Trilogy, the Definitive Edition. Yesterday, a tweet from Tez, an often reliable and trusted GTA insider, caught the attention of many Rockstar fans. According to the tweet, Red Dead Redemption and Grand Theft Auto 4 remasters were no longer, quote, on the table, possibly due to the horrible mess that was last year's GTA Trilogy remakes. While some questioned if this was true, I can confirm that Tez's tweet is accurate and lines up with what I've been told. Alright, so there's already a little bit to unpack in this whole thing already in just these few paragraphs that we've read. So first and foremost, this is the first time that I've heard, at least, I don't know about you guys, but this is the first time that I've personally heard that we were going to be getting some remasters for Red Dead Redemption and Grand Theft Auto 4. So I was a little surprised to hear the news, right, that they were being shelved. I was like, oh, well, why would they shelve these? What's going on with that? Well, apparently, they're going all hands on deck for the development of Grand Theft Auto 6. They saw the poor reception to the Grand Theft Auto Trilogy remaster that came out last year. If you didn't know, it was a complete dumpster fire. It was absolutely garbage, and, well, it was entirely Rockstar's fault. All of the issues with the game could have been fixed with a longer development period, and if Rockstar didn't prioritize getting a quick cash grab off of this and actually prioritized making a fun and decent video game out of this. So I still put all of the blame for what happened with the Grand Theft Auto Trilogy on the shoulders of Rockstar and Take-Two Interactive. It's entirely their fault. But apparently, following the poor critical reception even that they got for everything last year, it appears that they've decided to kind of shelve the remasters and focus on making new content, which I think most fans will be happy to hear. I understand there's a lot of fans of the original Red Dead Redemption. There's a lot of fans of Grand Theft Auto 4, and don't get me wrong, I love these games too. They had a special place in my childhood and in my memories as well, but to be honest with you, if I had to choose, would I rather have a, mid-tier quality Grand Theft Auto 4 reboot and a Red Dead Redemption reboot that may or may not be good, or would I rather have a whole new Grand Theft Auto 6? I mean, to me personally, the choice is pretty clear. I want that new Grand Theft Auto. I want the new one, you know what I mean? It's not even really about the fact that I've already played the other two games. It's just, well, we saw how that GTA remaster went, and at this point in time, I just don't have the confidence in Rockstar Games and their publishers and everything to put out the product that everybody actually deserves. When it comes to a remaster, I just don't see it being something that's going to work out well, just because of the precedent they've already set, if that makes sense. So, according to sources with knowledge of Rockstar's plans and future projects, the publisher is hoping that folks will forget about all the critically panned and botched classic GTA remasters released last year while it focuses most of its resources and energy on its next big game, Grand Theft Auto 6, which Rockstar earlier this year confirmed was in development. However, while the current plan is to get Grand Theft Auto 6 finished and out the door, I'm told a Red Dead Redemption and GTA 4 remaster aren't entirely out of scope and could still happen in the future after GTA 6 ships. Kotaku has contacted Rockstar Games for comment. Last year, in our report confirming the existence of the then-rumored GTA Trilogy remasters, we also explained that at the time, Rockstar had plans to remaster Red Dead Redemption. At the time of the report, the idea of remastering Red Dead Redemption had been on the table for the publisher for a few years already, but now in the wake of last year's remasters flopping and demand for GTA 6 growing, the publisher has shifted plans again and is moving forward to the next big thing and not looking back, at least for the time being. At the time of that report, I was told by sources that the reception and sales of the remasters would play a big factor in future remastering projects. For those who don't remember, 2021's GTA Trilogy was released in a broken state, filled with graphical bugs and other problems that made the games hard to enjoy on any platform you played. While updates fixed many of these issues, the remastered art and menus still left many players unhappy. It also didn't help that in the lead up to announcing the remastered trilogy, Rockstar and Take-Two went after old fan mods and projects, angering a community who could have stepped in to help fix the botched release. As for when to expect Grand Theft Auto 6, none of my sources could share any specific details, but it seems that for now at least, it seems the plan is to move forward and hope people forget about the past. Now keep in mind, I'm not saying that I permanently want Rockstar to focus on not making remasters. I mean, the GTA trilogy I think had a ton of potential. I think it had a ton of, different things that they could have done to make it better, of course, but they just took the shortest route possible, the quickest route possible. They cut a lot of corners, and when you do things like that in the gaming industry, man, it shows in the product. If there's really any industry on the planet where it shows in the product the most, the gaming industry I think is really up there, man. You just cannot get away with, cutting corners on video games. If you do, you end up with a GTA trilogy, you know what I mean? And obviously, no one really wants a repeat of what that happened as, and, well, I don't blame Rockstar for making this decision. Who knows, maybe in like 2025 or 2026, hopefully by that point GTA 6 will have released, and at that point, maybe they can focus on going back to remastering and, bringing some of these classic titles back to life. But I do think it is in the company's best interest and obviously in fans' best interest at this point for them to just get GTA 6 out the door, focus on it, and get that game polished up, get this game developed, and get a new experience out the door for Grand Theft Auto fans, because obviously it's been almost 10 years since GTA 5, right? We've been waiting forever for a new Grand Theft Auto. It's going to be a massive moment in the gaming industry when this game finally releases and we can get our hands on it. And honestly, I'm excited for Grand Theft Auto 6. Would I have bought a Red Dead Redemption remaster and obviously a remaster for Grand Theft Auto 4? Probably so. Even if just for gameplay or something, I probably would have got it and played it. But at the end of the day, it would not have generated the same excitement that a Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to generate. And it's also not going to generate the profits. I mean, all of the best interest for this company leans on Grand Theft Auto 6. Grand Theft Auto 5 is the most profitable piece of entertainment ever released at this point, so Grand Theft Auto 6 is expected to shatter those records once again. And that's simply just something you can't do with remasters. I mean, let's be honest, you're never going to sell a remastered game that's ever going to get to that rate. You know what I mean? That's ever going to get you up to that point, to get you to the most profitable piece of entertainment. I mean, Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to make them more money. It's going to get them more critical acclaim. It's going to make fans happier. And at the end of the day, it's probably going to be the best product that they can put out right now. So at the end of the day, I'm not too upset that we've lost these remasters for the time being. If it means we get Grand Theft Auto 6 even a year earlier than they were anticipating before or something like that because they put more people onto the development of the game, I simply could not be upset by that. You know what I mean? I simply could not be disappointed for them to focus on a game like that. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel, follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at SubToOptimus. Make sure to check out Shoptimus down below. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, well, talking about these remasters and signing out.